Hi guys and happy Monday and welcome to our final day in Budapest. We tried to get an underground, a metro, but we couldn't figure out the map. We didn't know where we were supposed to get. We were in the underground and we were looking at a map, but we think it was telling us to get on a bus. We weren't sure, so we figured we've got legs, we might as well walk it again. But we'll be regretting it later on or tomorrow. So we've come to St. Stephen's Basilica, which is this thing. There is more to it than that, but we're going to try and find a better vantage point. Here we go guys, this is a much better vantage point. This is St. Stephen's Basilica. I'm assuming that just means big church. Does it mean big church?
I don't know.
Jen doesn't know either and she should know everything. She says she knows everything.
I do know everything.
Yeah, see, she just said it just now. Oh, apart from Basilica. That's pretty cool. I'll see if we can get a close up. Here we go. There's people. There's walls. There's roof. No, you don't need to come to Budapest. Jen said that some random guy said it's worth going up to the top of the tower or pay to go to the top of the tower to see the views.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the views for free from that hill, but okay, I'm sure the guy that owns the place would say to go to the top of the tower, wouldn't he?
Not the same guy.
How much is it?
I don't know.
Don't know.
We will decide that when we see how much it is. But apparently it is worth more.
Well, apparently we may possibly go into the top of it and selling a kidney to do so probably. They charged me 200 just to go to the toilet. I have no idea what they're going to try and charge me to get up there. We went into the Basilica, we paid for the privilege, and we also saw some dead dude really
We donated money for the privilege.
Sorry, we donated money for privilege. Saw some dead dude's hand, but on coming out we decided we wouldn't go up the dome because we've seen the city from a vantage point, and they wanted an extra 1,000 huffs off us just to go up some stairs. So we made the decision not to. If you want to see a view over the city, go back a couple of videos and watch day 2?
Yeah, citadels, castles.
Yeah, day 2. And then you can see a really good view of the city. You don't need this one, I promise. Not that I've seen it, but you can't really see much more, can you? It's a bloody view. See these guys here? They're using a selfie stick on an open top bus. Now you might think that that's not the best of ideas at the best of times. No, especially when there's tram lines around and they're electrified. Come all the way to Budapest. We've got Tesco's and Costa Coffees. I wonder if the coffee's actually the same. We've just stumbled across an opera theatre. There's an opera theatre? Opera house? It's a place of operas. Just there. I went for a double espresso, a mint lemonade, which is amazing. Jen got a mint iced tea and some sort of hot chocolate thingy. She's also disappeared to the toilet. I can't really trust this mirror. It's more like a funhouse mirror. How wobbly is that column? They're actually really straight. Not in the mirror. This has got to be like the world's scariest, unsafe scaffolding. There's like...
Walk underneath it.
Yeah, and we're stupid enough to walk under it. It's just precarious wooden boards. Half stuck to the wall. Not wall, yeah, the walls. It's like, what's the point in this? He's not doing anything. He's not attached. It's just a bit of wood stuck to another bit of wood. How is it staying up? How long's it been up there? And what does that warning say? This is a pretty crazy busy intersection. So many cars. Most of them trying to run you over.
Next stop on our tour of Andrassy Avenue is the Terror House Museum. It is just over the road. Yeah, look. Terror House. It's a museum, I think it's like a World War museum about Budapest. I really love the outside of it because they've written terror in the canopies over the outside and it's cut out so on a sunny day the word terror is cast across the front of the building, which must be amazing and a real shame that we don't have a sunny day to look at it. The sun's coming out and you can just about make it out here. but not very clearly. It's not very clear at the moment, but hopefully we'll be able to play with the contrast on the video. We may be able to make it see it. Maybe let's make it a bit more clear.
Well, we'd planned to go in the Terror House, but it turns out that it's closed on Mondays, and today typically is Monday, which is why it was probably planned that we were going to go last week, but it was raining and we really didn't fancy getting here, so we changed our plans. We probably shouldn't, because now we can't go in and we can't see it. We come all the way to Budapest, it was on a list of things to do, and we can't do it. Sad face. Sad face.
But we did learn about the boys of Pest outside.
Yeah, but we have missed the Opera House tour that we were going to go and see at 2 o'clock. We missed that by like 10 minutes because we were enjoying our coffees and what have you. We're going to see if we can get back for a later tour, but it was more expensive because there's like a mini opera, what do they call it?
Mini concert.
A mini concert going on at the same time, so they charge you a premium. We were hoping just to get a little walk around in the cheaper tour, but not anymore. So we're going to see if we can catch it. We've got half an hour to get there and then walk all the way back and further to Hero Square,
yeah,
because Jen is torturing me. She might as well have just dropped me off at Terror House and left me for dead.
Really loud out here. We have just finished our tour of the Opera House, but we didn't pay in order to take photographs inside. They wanted to charge another 500 forints for us to take photographs, and Chris refused. On point of principle, we didn't take any.
I'm pretty glad because it looked just like the foyer.
It did. There was absolutely no benefit from going inside the tour than there was from, well, no. There was no aesthetic benefit from seeing the inside of the Opera House than there was from seeing the foyer. But it was really nice to hear the stories about how they use the building and the detail that we didn't get without having a guide present. We also got to see the Royal Box. We weren't allowed to sit on the chairs in the Royal Box because they are specially for the president. Is it a president? I think Hungary has a president at the moment. Although I believe Madonna did get to sit in them when she came. Oh, it's so loud. We're now back outside the House of Terror, which is this building here, and on our way up to Hero Square, which I think should be interesting. At least it's outside. It's now 4 o'clock, so it's starting to get late. We found that a lot of the tourist attractions seem to close about 5. But at Hero Square, it should all be outside, and I'm assuming there won't be any time limits on it. But I guess we'll find out when we get there.
The sun's starting to come out. Finally made it to Hero Square. It was one hell of a trek. This is it. It's pretty, well, square actually. Over there, it looks like some sort of closed museum. Over there's a load of statues of presumably heroes, hence the name Hero Square. Over there is what looks like another museum that also looks closed. There's a lot more ornate, very Greek looking. In fact, both of them are very Greek looking. And there's also some random castle over there, but Jen knows more about that than I do, so I'm going to let her tell you about that.
So this bit, ooh, where's my finger? This bit here, that castle there, that's what Chris was talking about, is a mock Transylvanian castle. I can't remember when they said it was built, but it was reasonably recently in the grand scheme of the city. And it basically is just a Disney castle built to put something on the park. Like, it's here to be seen and to be admired, and you can go and tour around it, but it's not real, so I'm not quite sure why you would. It's just a pretty castle. It's probably a good thing, because although Budapest says it has a real castle, it's not really a castle, it's just a palace on top of a hill that they call the castle. So I suppose that is the castle of Budapest, and it's not even a real one. Go figure. How angry do these guys look? I assume they're supposed to look like proud warriors. They just look angry. I want to have jollities in the park. There's so many of these little car boats out on the lake now. They're everywhere. We're in the park behind Hero Square now, and we've just stopped for a sit down and a drink. I'm checking the menu out and we're looking for some snacks, and look at this loveliness. Have a meat plate, I think that's what it's called. Loads and loads of bread here, and salamis and sausages and parma ham and gherkins. Ah, Chris, I think you should eat the chili though.
We've made our way to this fake Transylvanian castle, right? And I'm just expecting a fake, creepy version of Mickey Mouse to pop out in a minute. This does not match the outside. Are you ready? Architecturally, you can't get much different. There's also a random churchy chapel thing that's a completely different type of architecture again. All in the same space, look. Random, random, random.
We are now taking a stroll and trying to keep out of the rain while we are in the park up at Szechenyi Baths. I don't know what the name of the park is, but apparently, it was built in 1845, and the restaurant we've just been to, the cafe we've just been to, claims that it was the very first park in the world. I need to avoid this tree.
And the water.
Tree, pond, tree, pond. Okay, I survived. The cafe we've just been in claims that this is the very, very first park in the entire world to have been built solely for the amusement of the local residents. In 1845.
150 years ago.
Yeah, 150 years ago. I'm sure that can't be true. I think like every park ever has been created solely for the enjoyment of the local residents.
I think they're making this shit up.
Yes. First in the world! Last stop in the park, on the opposite side of this very busy road, which for some reason runs through the middle of the park, is Szechenyi Baths. No idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly, so apologies. But it looks like a really pretty building. We're not going for a swim today. Can't move it. We haven't brought our swim stuff with us. Oh, it's a really long walk. We've been carrying towels and everything. So we're gonna have a quick look inside. Gonna go and see if we can what we can see in the lobby. But there it is, Szechenyi Baths. The stories I've heard about Szechenyi are really interesting. I think this is the bath I'd rather come to rather than the Gala. First off, you don't need to wear a swimming hat. I think that's only at the Gala Hotel. And secondly, this is the one that's supposed to have more locals that attend. Although I don't know how true that actually is because it is in all of the guidebooks. But there are areas within the pool where you can stop and play chess while sitting in the pool. And I just think that's really cool, and I'd love to see some men sitting playing chess. It is an awfully long walk out of the city though, but if you are at this end of town, it's definitely worth a visit. Budapest is famous for its ruined bars, and it's one of the things that you kind of have to do when you come here. And Szimpla Kert was the very first of the ruined bars, and it looks amazing. It's surprisingly busy in here considering it's about 7 o'clock in the evening, and it's a massive, massive place. But it's so cool, it's always very late. I think we must be in the technology themed zone. So I think Kert is Hungarian garden. So the whole place is kind of like a little mini street. There's insides on both sides, and then the garden outside is just here. And it's so cool. This is the official garden. And how cool is this car table? Unfortunately, we've had thunder and lightning for the last hour or so. So everywhere is wet. We've had some storms. It's miserable out here, and the table is so wet that it's probably the only time of the year that no one's using it. It's a wine bar. And a shisha bar. And they have Wi-Fi. What more do you need? I've just managed to find a map of the bar, which is awesome. And we're not in the technology room, we are in the electric jungle. Now after dark in here, and it's really, really loud. All the lights on, it looks amazing.
Down by the riverside, you blurred me in. Warm and soft between sheets, the morning lights breaking, wandering on your skin. But the way I feel is the way I ride.
So that was Szimpla Kert. I am so glad we went in the afternoon. Hi Chris. And not in the evening. We've just come out and there's bouncers outside now, and it's getting rowdier than I would have liked. It was really cool, I'm really glad we got to see it. And now we are on our way back to our hotel. But keeping our eyes open, we really need something sweet. The bird said about waffles when we were in there. We were in Szimpla Kert, and I really want waffles. But I haven't seen them anywhere in Budapest. So maybe strudel, there's been a lot of that. We found cake and it looks amazing. Look at all these yummy cakes. We passed loads of bakeries and every one of them was closed or had like no cake left. And then we found this one that we went to earlier in the week, just before we went away to the wedding. And we kind of stumbled across it again on the way back. I was like, oh, I know where we are. It's the place with the amazing cheesecake. The bridge, I think that's the Szechenyi Bridge. Or Chain Bridge. I don't know, it's pretty and it's all lit up. We're walking back to the hotel at the moment, armed with plenty of cake. Like, enough cake to feed a family. But I've just seen a sign for gelato and I haven't had any since we've been here. And I keep seeing the signs and the ice cream and I'm trying really hard not to buy any. We made it back. Only 24,000 steps later, I can see the hotel. Now, if only our room was on the ground floor and near the front of the building. It's like the complete opposite. Oh, my legs are sore. I love this clock, it's so cool. Projection of a clock on the wall. That has been such a busy day. Oh, we've seen everything today. It is a real shame that the Terra House wasn't open on Mondays. Boo! But other than that, it's been awesome. Even if we get a little bit wet in the middle. So we are on our way home tomorrow. Our flight isn't until the evening, so we're going to be really delayed, like getting stuff done and getting home. But on the plus side, it means we get to see the dog. I've missed him so much. And Chris is going to pick him up on Wednesday morning. So I get to see him soon. I cannot wait. On that note, I'm off to bed now, guys. So good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Jen seems somewhat grossed out and ashamed by this comment. She said more than a little grossed out. I'm a man, what am I going to do? Gross is my middle name. Actually, it's not.